Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. Someone over at Star Wars HQ has a good sense of humor as well as an awareness of pop culture, because the lead character from one of my favorite shows from the early 2000s, Deputy Marshal Raylan Givens, made his way over to the Star Wars universe in the form of a quick-draw marshal in a rundown backwater town on Tatooine, if we can even call a backwater town on Desert Planet. Even so, ARH further captured the flavor of this character by essentially granting him the fast hands ability back from the early days of Destiny. Albeit fun and flavorful though, Cobb Vanth has seen next to no play. Today I'm diving into why and looking at a potential pairing for him in today's scene. Hey there, Star Wars listening folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast. Thanks for tuning in for yet another Destiny Friday. That's right. So today we are talking Cobb Vanth, the Marshal, right? Again, left to interpretation for which Marshal he is now. But we all know which Marshal he is on Tatooine. Used to have the coolest armor in the galaxy, but he had to give it away for some Krayt Dragon bones. All right, so Cobb Vanth, 1013. Pretty good price for it, right? He's yellow, character guard. I asked at one point why he wasn't a scoundrel. I was corrected. I guess he's always been a good guy from the beginning. So that's fair. So 10-13 with 11 health, two gun, single focus. You never like to see that, but he does have the shield, the resource, and a blank. He also has Guardian. But the real flavor on this dude, right, is his ability. After you activate this character, you may resolve one of its character or upgrade dice showing ranged damage, right? So everybody who's played Destiny at some point, at least back on the Wayback Machine, you should be very familiar with the card Fast Hands. It actually, what we're showing up right now, this does not include the errata, but it was errata to be yellow character only. But after you activate attached character, you may resolve one of its character or upgrade dice. Now, Fast Hands, of course, did not have a limitation of being range damage. You could just resolve. That said, the way that they applied this on Cobb Vanth not only probably makes sense, but it almost certainly makes sense because, you could have a Vibro Cutlass on him or something, and that becomes pretty good value. Okay, and I do want to remind everybody, again, if you were in the Wayback Machine, how game-breaking, or not breaking, but how game-warping that card was in its day. And we now have that ability on a character, albeit a little toned down, but we now have the ability on a character, so why is this guy not in the same position, right? I think that's a very fair question to ask. And it basically just boils down to the value in the new Destiny world, right? Him having, right, a 1/3 chance times 2, right? Because you only need to get, not times 2, but on the 2 dice, right, is, a little limiting. Now, of course, it applies as upgrades as well, but for a lot of those, smacking for 1 or smacking for 2 these days isn't that great. Now, that doesn't mean this guy's bad, right? When you can combine him with the Guardian, right, if in the right deck, that's potentially big, right? So let's go ahead and just cut to the chase and put up his, kind of his auto pair buddy, right, which is Chewie, right? So in this case, if you were to bring Cobb in and Guardian character die, you could ping for 1 there, and then you could potentially hit for 2, right? So that's a 3-point swing, assuming you're not doing anything else. Then you can move those damage back and forth between your guys, and all good there, right? So, I mean, I think this what we're showing is probably the auto deck part of the, not the issue, but I think what's holding it back is, we don't see a ton of Chewie either. And with, the reset decks and the support decks, and the value on supports becoming so valuable, you don't get as much out of the Guardian, side, right, out of the Guardian play, because it's not necessarily the character decks. It's one of the challenges that BK is seeing, right, is you're not necessarily smacking guys back. So I think that's one of the hiccups here on him. Now, I'll go and leave Chewie up, right? No reason not to. But for part of this discussion, let's go ahead and assume that we've seen like Zeb. We saw Zeb get knocked down. There were some potential pairings there. Why not knock this guy down to 912? How would he fit at 912? Would he be too good? Probably not, but also he probably brings too much value, right? If you were to just do the math on this guy, I think at 912 he's probably too good on paper, right? Would he be too good? I mean, I don't really know what I could see doing him with a couple of options. The thing is, though, his subtypes don't really fit into a lot of places you'd want him to go, right? Like if you wanted to do him with, I don't know, Bo or somewhere else, like it just, and his points don't work with Boba. I mean, it's not that they don't work with Boba, it's just that there are other options with, and I'm talking new Boba, right? Daimyo Boba. So he even though I guess the takeaway or where my head at is here is it's kind of weird because he's kind of in that at 10-13, you normally be like, all right, that's a really good point spot. But he doesn't quite fit anywhere, right? So I'm very curious to see, because they've been very clear, Elrathian and the Echo guys, they've been very clear, the Echo base guys, they've been very clear that, we have the sets kind of being designed in concert to a certain extent. I mean, I'm sure learnings from, set A are being applied to set B, but it'll be very interesting to see if he has a buddy or if there's something involved in what he might do. And maybe they released him early to see if there was an issue with having the fast hands ability. But I do think, and it would be an interesting experiment, actually, if they were to reallow fast hands, right? And see if, I think fast hands would be dangerous in today's meta. And that's why they toned him down. But maybe the tone down combined with the change in value and health and everything that we've been seeing, maybe that's not that big of a deal anymore, right? I mean, if you really think about it, how often are people removing the 1-2 side as opposed to removing multiple sides, right? I think that's what's holding him back. So anyway, that's kind of my, I just really kind of wanted to sit down and ask that question. Cobb Vanth, you look at him, he looks really good. He just doesn't, there's like no home for him, right? So the question I have out there is, has anybody else been playing Cobb Vanth? How could we use him? Aside from getting big weapon upgrades on him, that's really the only way to do it, right? You'd basically, in today's day and age, I think that in order to take full advantage of him, you'd basically need to be resolving a 3. I guess that's kind of where my head is, because he's not really doing much else for you, and that's okay. I mean, again, the design on this guy's solid because Guardian has value. His side, aside from the one focus side, which kind of blows, which you can't even resolve, right? Like, it'd be kind of cool if you could roll him in somehow with ambush, resolve the focus. Like, that would be a cool interaction, or at least a valuable interaction. But just rolling him in and resolving a 1 or 2 gun, I think that's why nobody's there with him. So, but I'll propose the question to you guys out there, right? Has anybody been playing Cobb Vanth? Does anybody have anything spicy with him other than, really, this is about the only thing I can come up with where you could get kind of double value out of him ish. And even so, it's still role dependent on top of that. So anyway, that's kind of my piece for today. I just been looking at this guy a lot. I really wanted to use this guy. I just can't really figure out where to fit him. Do any of you guys have any great ideas? If you've been playing around with anything, you don't have to give your secrets away if you've got something super awesome, but it'd be great to hear from you and see what we could do. And, on top of that, should he be at 912? Like, 912 with 11 seems a little high. But hey, it's a new world, and it's a new Destiny world. So anyway, folks, that'll be it for today. I do want to remind everybody that Gen Con is not that far away, right? So the official announcements were made across. We've been getting like 1 to 2 at everybody's or whatever per day about Gen Con and all the stuff around there. So make sure to go check that out on the ARH Discord about the events there. They're having actual like Destiny standard events as well. So go, use whatever your preferred form of social media is to go in and check out what ARH has available. If you're going to be there, awesome. If you want to make it there, awesome. Should be a really great time, and it'll be fantastic to see Destiny in person at Gen Con. So anyway, thank you folks for tuning in today, and if nothing else, go Commando.